Hello and welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, your go-to place for everything Rocket League with your hosts, K-Cube, AJ Binky, and Red. So lean forward, lock in, and get ready to go Boost Over Ball.
As we continue to get set up, hello everyone. Hopefully you all enjoyed the new the Boost Over Ball intro song that was playing on the starting soon screen. Just figured out I could do that. There we go. But everybody good to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, sorry for the awkward time, but scheduling error on my part, and here we are. So, hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast to listeners new and old. Hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle, K-Cube, in the top left, and the top right, damn it, I did it again, is Red, and in the bottom is Quilly. How's it going, guys?
Trying to figure
Going
out.
good.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm fighting demons right now to figure out how Google Docs work right now.
It's almost like we haven't done this 100 and something times.
You'd think.
I'm
I'm
a
a
little
use.
But on today's episode, we'll be talking about the last LCQ. EU has now crowned their final champion, and we know who the final team is headed to Lyon. We'll give our thoughts and our analysis on that before jumping into our collective EWC bracket that will be happening next weekend in Riyadh. So that's exciting as well. But without further ado, you guys ready to jump right in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we talked about the top 16 the last time, the last episode that we had, but teams making into the top 8 through the upper bracket are 2 Danes, 1 Bruv. For people who are unfamiliar, that is Edgeby, Tempo, and Acro, 2 Danish players, 1 Bruv because he's English. We have Gentle Mates, we have Ninjas in Pajamas, and we have Team BDS making the upper bracket through groups, and through the lowers we have Team BSK, Sick, Hogan Mode, and Tokyo Tigers. So, unfortunately, this is a scrub killa less Hogan Mode. So, I just would like to put that out there. But what stands out to you guys about the top 8 teams that we saw, and were there any surprises for you?
I think biggest thing is this 2 Danes, 1 Bruv team. They kind of came out of the woodwork, I'd say. They weren't really talked about too much going into this, but I mean, with a fantastic showing, taking Mates to 7 in the upper quarters, and then eventually beating Team BSK 4-0, which this BSK roster was probably, I'd say, the 3rd ranked team in this to win this, along with BDS at the time, because this BSK, as most of you will probably know, is the team of all French newcomers, Rust Easy 95, Mozzarella, and Pisky, who have been low-key being dark horses the last couple of regionals that were happening. They would make those runs, or else it's like, okay, these guys are kind of crazy. What the heck is this? The next French generation showing up? But going 4-0 out to 2 Danes, 1 Bruv is impressive.
Yeah.
You sent a shiver down the spines of all NA fans talking about the next French prodigy team, or next European prodigy team.
No kidding. Especially because, we haven't even gotten rid of the last French prodigies. We'll talk about it more in a little bit, but I was a little bit surprised BDS made the upper bracket, right? This is a BDS team we have not seen make a top 8 yet this season, and granted, the top 4 teams are already into the World Championships, right? So that's why they're able to go here. But they had a great run, making grand finals. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but sweeping Ninjas in Pajamas, sweeping 2 Danes, 1 Bruv to make a grand finals, and then so surprising for them to be there, but even more surprising that they looked so good. We were talking in the Discord, and I was like, no way BDS has plot armor, even on a new iteration of BDS. But they almost did. So,
Yeah,
but go ahead.
It was weird to see because, I mean, we'll get into it a bit here on the later results, but BDS sweeping NIP, although an insane result that was a sweep, not the most unpredictable result, because as I think the podcast knows, we're all kind of Radosin haters at this point, or Radosin doubters, not necessarily haters, doubters. And that did not work out so well for this time.
That did not age very well, that take for us there. But we'll kind of go through some of the playoff rounds now. We have in the lower bracket round 1, we have Team BSK beating Sick 4-1 with, my God, Rusty's, the pre-jumps. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. If you haven't seen them, they're all over TikTok. They're all over Twitter, with like the top 10 goals list from LCQ. That's phenomenal. We have Hogan Mode taking down Tokyo Tigers 4-2. We mentioned earlier we have in upper bracket quarterfinals we have BDS sweeping Ninjas, and we have Gentle Mates taking down 2 Danes 1 Bruv in Game 7. In our lower quarterfinals we have 2 Danes 1 Bruv sweeping BSK, and we have Ninjas in Pajamas going to Game 7 against Hogan Mode. I'm gonna be honest, I really thought that Ninjas were about to lose that. After going up 3-1, you see 2 straight wins, including a win through a timeout buff for Hogan Mode, and I was like, oh my God, is this going to be it? But it was not, as Ninjas are able to take Game 7, which set up a top 4 of BDS versus 2 Danes 1 Bruv, in which BDS sweeps 2 Danes. And we have Ninjas in Pajamas versus Gentle Mates, which I think a lot of people thought would be the grand finals matchup, but Ninjas, dear God, I don't know what happened, but Ninjas looked phenomenal. And they sweep Ninjas, or the Ninjas swept great Gentle Mates, and this headed up into a grand finals of Ninjas in Pajamas and BDS, in which Ninjas again looked phenomenal and won 4-1. So first and foremost, I guess like the biggest takeaway, what happened to Radosin?
Yeah, I think it was just a revenge arc. There's no way around it. He's been getting slandered. If it's any consolation to everyone that doubted Radosin, it was everyone, including 2 different organizations, because he has been cut twice within the span of 365 days. So I think everyone was doubting him, and through the power of him having all of his toys around him, he was able to persevere past everyone with his 2 little piggies. It was an assortment of bouncing balls and piggy toys and everything else behind him. He was able to show out, and statistically by far better than quite literally everyone that he faced. It was an insane performance, and they made it look insanely dominant. I don't know what it was with Mates, that Mates matchup. Every single time Seiko was on camera, he looked like he was so miserable beyond belief that he would rather be doing anything than playing Rocket League. So I don't know what the deal is over there with Mates. They did not seem like they wanted it at all, and as we could tell, Rado and the boys at NIP did.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the return of job security Radosin, plain and simple.
I was going to say that. I'm glad you brought it up.
The mythical Rocket League character has returned, and he has returned in full force. I hate to say it, I'm kind of glad he did, because now there is no possible way for NRG2 to lose the BDS in the grand finals. It's not going to happen. It can't happen again.
This from a man who's been hurt before.
Twice!
But, we have to continue to give him a little bit of airtime, but Radosin is our, MVP of the EU LCQ. He led the team in goals with 19. He led the team in assists with 14. He led the team with shooting percentage in 46, and his goal participation was 69%. Nice. He was also number 1 overall in LCQ in total goals at 32, second in goals per game at 1.23, only behind Charlie B's 1.45. So a phenomenal showing from Radosin. There were quite a few times, especially on Championship Sunday, where I'm like, how did you score that? What? So, certainly it's turned a lot of heads. Stumpy tweeted, Radosin is the open era Turbo Pulsa, changed my mind. That seems to be a pretty decent correlation, where you're kind of not really sure how he's getting it done, but man, is he getting it done in a big way. And I mean, this is a team that we've seen struggle to do much of anything in EU this season, right? Like, we've seen some good results, but we've seen way more poor results and underperformances. So
this was a team that we saw struggle to perform, but also at the same time, this is a team where expectations were fairly low, especially with them dropping Itachi, right? Itachi?
Well, Itachi retired. Yeah. So,
Oh,
but yeah.
Itachi retired, is going like full-time streamer content creator. And then picking Radosin, people thought this was just kind of best but worst case scenario where that's about the only best option you got left. So for them to turn it around, and especially after getting swept by BDS initially, and then Championship Sunday happens and they lock in and just lights out. I mean, perform when you need to, and now you're heading to Lyon, France, and I'm sure there was a post earlier where I think it was Nas's first ever LAN is now going to be the World Championship in France. So
first RLCS LAN, because he went to EWC.
Yes, first RLCS LAN, and it'd be interesting to see the jitters there.
I think so too. And I mean, and another, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Oski. A little bit of a change in play style for Oski to what we've normally seen. He played a lot of third man. Nas kind of away from that facilitator role and more into that creator role, which I think suits him well. I think Oski played phenomenally on defense and was able to clear their lines a lot. Kind of gave a lot of room for Nas and especially Radosin to do what they do. So I am intrigued to see how they can do heading into Worlds. They will not get the EWC boost or continue to play. So I will be intrigued to kind of see what scrims they're getting, who they're playing, how they're boot camping, all of that stuff. But I'm not in an effort to not steal content from ourselves. We're not going to talk about the matchups, but this certainly makes things interesting if they can continue to play how they did last weekend. But Red, you talked about it before. Quilly mentioned it. Mates looked like they wanted to be anywhere else but playing Rocket League. Like, they looked so good to end the year, and then apparently they cooled off, or they were on vacation, or I don't know what happened. What do you guys think about Mates?
I think a lot of it. All right, my only theory is that like they were probably there from like when the stream started, and that was probably like 3 or 4 hours early, and they're just sitting there playing Rocket League, but not playing competitively, just whatever warming up, probably scrimming other teams. I feel like they might have just got burnt out, for a little while, just sitting there. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously they do it as a job, so I feel like they got to be able to do it for hours, but I don't know how long you just sit there and wait and then just get thrown into a series. It's like, hey, yeah, this team's played 2 series already today. Win, win or go home. Good luck. So that was pretty much all I saw there. I feel like that's the only thing I can like chalk it up to, or I don't know, because nothing on Seiko's face resonated any form of joy.
Yeah, it's a weird situation for Mates, because going up until Championship Sunday, they looked great. You got the close series with 2 Danes, 1 Bruv going to Game 7. And you would think because of that, that'd be that little jolt, that little scare of adrenaline where like, okay, we gotta lock in, we gotta perform a little better. We got the job done. We're top 4, but now we gotta secure it. But yeah, I mean, they just looked flat. NIP, I mean, you could maybe attest that they were warm, they were ready to go. Obviously, going to 7 with Hogan mode in the previous series, but again, they went to 7 against Hogan mode. That's not a very notable team. It's Growly, Resi, Chronic. I mean, they are long stays of EU, and they constantly sit in that like top 16 part of the EU scene. But they went to 7 with them. Mates, who is a team that made top 8 at Raleigh. There's no excuse. There is no excuse. You've performed well on Championship Sunday in the past. Time and time again, there is no reason you should be going into the semifinals match for your world's spot and just get goose egg. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's an all-French team trying to play trying to play in front of an all-French crowd. There's no reason.
Not only goose egged, I mean, just slaughtered. The game, the scores are for the series, 4-game series. NIP 2-1, NIP 6-1, NIP 6-2, NIP 4-1. I mean, you gave up 18 goals over 4 games. 18, and it's a 3v3 game. I mean, you just can't let that happen. Like, that is just unexcusable.
Yeah. Well, not there's what else is there to say, really? You know. Mates, that was one of the criticisms that we've brought forth from Ninjas in Pajamas all season. When it matters most, when they need a win, they don't get it done. And when it mattered most, when Gentle Mates needed a win, they couldn't get it done. And Radosin and Ninjas in Pajamas did. In a big way. So,
Yeah.
you know, I like honorable mention to Tempo and to Two Danes, One Bruv. I thought Tempo and Edgeby looked amazing. I thought that Rezi and a Chronic looked really good. You know, we talked about Rusty's a little bit, but man, BDS also looked good. I wouldn't be surprised to see that team stick to next year. I think that a little bit more experience will do them wonders. They looked really good against Ninjas and Two Danes, One Bruv. But
yeah, I mean, it will be interesting to see with that BDS roster. Obviously, you would assume that they would stick together and try to build an experience. But as we've seen in the past, experience and togetherness doesn't mean anything, really.
Nope.
You could go win the world championship 2 weeks later. Poof, there goes the team.
Yeah. But also, the Team BDS team is Nico, Juke is how it's pronounced, and Mitzer. So, just wanted that on the record that it is Juke and not, anything else. It's Giuk, which is Juke. So, oh well. But anything else that either of you guys wanted to add or talk about for the EU LCQ before we start talking about EWC bracket?
I don't see.
Bring
Okay.
on the bracket.
I will transition us over to our screen recording. Oh, that was the wrong one. Here we are. There we go. Okay, so here is our EWC bracket. We're gonna go little by little here, and I will share my screen for everyone in the Discord. Hopefully that works.
Yep.
So first and foremost, Group A, we have NRG and Foot.
Well, I mean, come on now. 3-0.
Okay. Carmine and Virtus Pro.
Also 3-0. Pretty easy ones there.
Okay. Let's do Foot and Virtus Pro.
I'll let someone else speak up.
I'm saying it's a game 5, regardless.
Really?
Yeah. I
What do you
think
Willie?
I want to have faith in Foot so bad.
I know.
I really want to see as much as Twitter doesn't want to. I want to see them win.
Well,
I mean, I
I
wanna
have
see them
them
too.
losing here, so they
However-
come into Worlds with a big chip, and then they win a series in Worlds.
Regardless of what happens, I think whoever wins this loses the next series. I think that's a pretty safe assumption to make.
That's what I was thinking too.
That works. Yeah,
You good with that? 3-2 VP.
that's fine with me. Yeah, I think I
Don't
said 3-1. I think I said
Just-
3-1 VP.
I'll
so.
say Foot 3-2 just because my vote doesn't.
Okay. So NRG
And I have
Carmine.
faith in Harmonic. VK Sailing a goat. Now this is a great matchup.
K Core 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Quilly?
Yeah.
Energy
I-
starts slow.
In my biased bracket, I think I have the energy winning it, but yeah, I realistically I had K Core wins.
Well, yeah, already winning that. Yeah. I probably give it to Carmine. I think Carmine's coming to kill.
Okay. Well, that was probably the easiest of our brackets. Here's
Yeah.
another. Speaking of easy ones, Dignitas and Wildcard.
3-0.
Yep.
And I mean slaughter.
Yep. Okay. Secret Gen G.
Surely it doesn't happen twice. I'm going 3-1 Gen G.
I'm lucky.
It's a fluke.
Secret.
It's a
I'm
fluke.
taking-
It is absolutely. I will not believe it.
I'm taking
taking
Secret 3-2.
3-2.
So
Let's
it-
go.
The Gen G hates crazy.
They lost us. They lost us on the land. They lost all credibility.
Genji wildcard. 3-0?
3-0 Genji.
Honestly, it's probably
4-0 4-0 Genji.
I'm
don't think-
talking like, yeah. I was like,
Genji is not a consistent enough team to take 3 straight off wild card.
Wildcard isn't good enough to take a game off of Genji.
I feel like we're overestimating. How are we going from them losing to Secret again to them not even getting a game? I mean,
okay. I dig winning this.
Me too.
Absolutely dig winning this.
3-0. Or
Yeah,
3-1.
3-0.
3-1.
I'll go 3-1.
I like a 1.
And
So-
then I think the losing momentum from this will hurt Secret.
Now I
Genji
think-
wins this.
Yeah, now
Genji gets a win.
yeah, exactly. That's what 3-1 is what I was going to say.
I'd honestly say 3-2. It
Okay.
goes to game 5 again.
Okay. I'm good with that. But this was kind of like, this just seemed like, to me, like these like Secret Genji just scream not consistent enough to win 2 straight against the same team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like whoever won the first one was probably not going to win the second one because they'd be coming off a loss, where the second team is coming off a win. So that's my thinking at least. Oh dear God. So do we do Group C now or do we do Group D?
I think we go straight to D. I think we jump to D and
Yep.
circle back.
Okay, done. Vitality Space Station.
3-0.
Whoa.
Wow.
Did we not
I
watch
was
this game,
gonna-
Team Raleigh?
I was gonna give you one game at least.
I was
Did we
too.
not watch?
Do you believe in
Do we
Monkey
not
Moon
see
to
what
not
Zen
tip?
does?
Do you
I
not
know
believe?
what Zen does to NA.
Yeah, but it's not in NA, and Monkey Moon's
doesn't
not
need-
playing in NA.
It doesn't need Zen to be in NA. Zen will dominate NA wherever he is.
I'm still saying 3-1. Right? You go to 3-1.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
We have
Twisted,
faith in your team.
Twisted TSM.
Twisted 3-0.
3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-1.
Space Station TSM.
3. I want to say 3-2, but I'll say 3-1.
I will also go 3-1. Okay. Vitality Twisted.
I think I had Twisted winning this. I'll be honest.
I think it's a game 5 regardless.
Twisted in Riyadh.
Yeah, but they only have one Saudi player.
It doesn't matter. They're a Saudi-based org.
That's a fair point. All right. I'm okay giving it Twisted 3-2. What do you think, Willie?
I think we're overestimating home field advantage, especially Zen. We're talking about Monkey Moon. I'll get with the crowd against him. It's not just that he just wants a crowd against him. That's all he wants.
Rise is
Who-
still
wait. Is this not the event that Monkey Moon won last year?
Yeah, before winning Worlds. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's true.
Fuck it. 3-2
And
Vitality.
What team did he beat in the finals? The completely home-based Falcons.
So what are you saying, Quilly?
3-2 Twisted. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Roasted psych.
I don't wait. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys at on this?
I think it's a coin flip.
I have Twisted currently.
I say we flip a coin the whole way through.
Do the coin bracket.
It
would still be better than two-baits bracket.
We'd flip a coin per game for this series.
I like that idea.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. Heads is going to be Vitality. Twisted is Tails. So first coin flip. Game 1. Heads. Vitality take game 1.
I think it's another situation of whoever wins this just goes to win the next.
Tails. Twisted wins game 2. Tails. Twisted wins game 3.
Oh,
Heads. Vitality win game 4.
got a game 5.
Tails. Twisted wins game 5.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, realistically, I have Vitality beating Space Station now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd give them one I'd give Space Station 1 in this series before I
Okay.
give it in the first series.
Fair.
And now the group of death.
Dear God. Okay.
Like,
Well, so I think
mean-
I think this Falcons GK one is pretty easy. After getting the monkey off
Yes.
their back, winning, I think it's.
3-0.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
I don't think the power of friendship can stop Falcons early round.
I don't think so either.
No, yeah.
Furia
Yeah.
Ultimates.
2 teams that went out in 5. 3-2 Furia.
Red.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Fury on this one.
Me as well.
I think Sam has Ultimate's number right now, and they need to figure out what's going on.
Okay, now this is the interesting one for me. GK Ultimates.
Like it is so hard to predict what is happening here. I mean, you have Ultimates who are the most inconsistent team in Rocket League this year.
They lost
easily,
a little step bros this year.
They went okay. Hang on.
They forfeited a little step bros this year.
It's been so long since I've seen GK play, or GK. I mean, like, I want to say Ultimate here, and I want to go 3-2.
Okay, Quilly, you have any thoughts?
My heart is telling me Ultimates just because I want to see NA win, but my brain, my logical part of my body is telling me GK is going to just power of friendship will it to a win. So I'm going to go 3-1 GK, and Ultimates have another collapse, and we don't know what to think about First Killer.
I am in the same vein. Like, I want NA to do well because there's no way that we go only one no, we have 2 NA teams. Yeah, GK.
All right, GK it is.
I really want. I'm not a First Killer doubter like as much as you guys. I want to see the guy win.
Oh no, I want to see the guy succeed. However,
can I think based off his track record that he's going to?
Due to some unfortunate audio errors, we've lost a little bit of the episode. So, pardon this few-minute interruption from me as I, kind of pieced together back the video that we lost. So we left off in that first episode, in that last clip, with GK taking down Ultimates 3-2. We then have Falcons defeating Furia 3-1 to qualify, and we have Furia taking down GK 3-2 to also qualify, and it says playoffs will be randomized at Esports World Cup. The below is what they did last year, but the playoffs are most likely not going to be correct. So we have Carmine Core playing Vitality, in which we predicted Carmine to win 4-1. We have Dignitas playing Furia, in which we have Dignitas winning in Game 7. We have Falcons versus Gen G, in which we have Falcons winning 4-1. And then we get into our last quarterfinal matchup, which is where this second clip will pick up from. So again, I apologize for the audio issues, and thank you for bearing with us. But enjoy the rest of the show. Sorry about the skipped frames there. I think we got it good now. But so we're back to in our last quarterfinal matchup, Twisted NRG. Red, you said 4-2 NRG. Quilly, what are your thoughts?
4-3 NRG.
Okay. I want 7. I'm saying 4-3 NRG. So, oh yeah, the stream looks good on my end now too. Okay, cool. So now we got Carmine Dig.
The rematch from Raleigh.
Is it?
Yeah. A Dig beat Carmine in 5 in the round 3 of Swiss.
Swiss.
Man, I want to have so much faith in this Dig roster to beat Carmine again. But do I also think Carmine will play that poorly again?
No.
Yeah.
4-1 Carmine Corp.
4-1?
Or one Karma Corp
I
coming to
don't know,
kill
but
people.
that one. Good lord.
Karma Corp wants blood.
I would
I'll
agree.
go
4-2.
I'll go 4. Yeah, I was like 4-2, 4-3.
Okay. We now have Falcons, NRG.
4-3 energy.
Whoa.
They beat us once, but they have only beat us once.
Is this true?
I don't think it happens.
They didn't Falcons sweep NRG?
No. I don't think so.
I don't remember the series score.
Hang on, check.
Keiki, what are we thinking? Keiki, what are we feeling from our non-NRG bias?
It was
Yeah, what are we
4-2.
feeling?
It was 4-2 Falcons in Raleigh.
The heart says NRG. The brain says probably Falcons. But I don't think it's so far off that, like, saying NRG would be crazy.
4-2 Falcon or NRG. Shoot.
Okay.
I was like, whoa.
I think my brain knows what to pick, but my
Understood.
my desires want NA.
So let's do the third place matchup first. Dig Falcons.
Falcons for 1 again.
Falcons 4-3. I think their hearts are out of it, but they'll still win it.
I got 4-2, but yeah, I'm with you. So then here's our last matchup: KC NRG in the finals, and we got. I mean, we already know the script for Worlds thanks to Leaf.
Yeah, I was like, I know the script here. Carmine's winning this.
You think they're doing the BDS? They're gonna win EWC then Worlds?
It's either that or Energy are gonna lose this and come in as a hardcore villain arc for Worlds.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Because Sathu himself literally said he would rather be the villain.
Yes.
Like that's a crazy quote from him, but like that's what they want. They would much rather be on a non-home crowd.
Yeah, but nonetheless, just like the revenge arc is too crazy. I think.
Yeah,
I think it's
surely
I think
it was a fluke for Carmine.
I think it's 4-2.
I'd be picking NRG to win this.
Really?
How are you picking them to win this and lose Worlds?
It's one of those things. I think the only team that has the ability to win this and Worlds is Carmine. However,
let's be honest, SSG is winning EWC.
they gotta make another group first.
Piece of cake, dude.
Didn't even get the group of death and can't make another group.
I can dream.
Okay, so Red, you said KC.
I get Carmine Core winning this for 2.
I said the same thing. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the playoff matchups could be randomized.
Completely different.
They could be drastically different from what we said, but I still kind of feel like the top 3 are NRG, Carmine, and Falcons. Would you guys agree with that?
Yep.
Yep, I would agree.
Okay, so in this iteration, we have Carmine Core winning EWC. I think the favorites would have to be, like we said, Carmine, NRG, or Falcons. With a heavy lean towards Carmine or Falcons. In my eyes, it's the same 3 for Worlds. The only difference is going to be, does the pressure get to Carmine playing in front of the home crowd, or do they feed off of it? Can Sathu effectively become the villain arc that they are hoping for or wanting? And can Falcons continue to get it done on a Sunday? So those are really the biggest question marks that we have. But fortunately, we do not have to wait very long.
Thursday.
Yeah. We do not have to wait long at all, because that starts this week. It actually starts on the 14th on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when it ends. Interesting. They are going to play on a Sunday. I was curious about that. Oh well, but that's our group EWC prediction. So, we'll have to wait and see how it shakes out, how playoffs actually shake out, if it's going to be the same as last year or not. But is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about EWC, about EU LCQ, or anything else Rocket League before we wrap up for today?
I have my Quilly question.
Oh yeah.
What do you think is the least Karmine Corp has to do to establish themselves as that big scary top dog? Because I feel like they definitely took a hit after Raleigh.
Top
I
four?
think as long as like top 4, as long as Karmine go to top 4 again, I think everyone will kind of put it past them that Raleigh was a fluke. Anything less, and then you got to start getting worried.
Do you think so? You think if they lose in the top 4?
I think even if they lose top 4, it's EWC, so it's a little more up in the air. A little okay, whatever. But I think top 4 minimum for Karmine to be like, okay, we're fine, we're back.
Ebert, do you agree?
I do. I think that they're too good to stay down this long. I think they have, at a minimum in Europe, I'd still say 3 of the top 5 or 6 players in Europe, let alone the world, potentially. 3 of the top 10 world players in the world at the very least, right? So, really can Drawley do Drawley things. Certainly he cannot play as bad as he has, in Raleigh, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I really just think that they're too good to sleep on for that long, especially with the Worlds in France coming up, because we know how much that means to the players and how much it means to the fans. So, if you're going, I'm jealous. If you're not going, be prepared to hear a lot of French screaming in the crowd, especially at Worlds. But yeah, I would have to agree. Top 4.
Do you think even with top 4, even with if they were to lose in the 3rd place bracket?
Yeah.
So we haven't seen that much. So I don't know. I don't watch them lose 2 in a row.
I mean, realistically, I feel like a 3rd place match is not really something that they normally do in Rocket League. It's just because this is a points based system for the Esports World Cup for the esports orgs. So I feel like a lot of players will be pretty demotivated to be in that 3rd place team. Although I will say the difference between 3rd and 4th place is 40 grand. So maybe they're motivated for that, but who really knows? But 1st place is $400,000.
That'd be nice.
2nd place is 180. 3rd is 100. 4th is 60.
We picked the wrong jobs, man.
We unfortunately, grew up a little too early for the scene.
If I was to enter the scene right now, they'd be like, "What is this old geezer doing right now?
Yeah,
Get this man in the retirement home."
Except they'd say Unk because that's where we are now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So any other questions? Anything else that you guys want to add before we wrap up for today?
All good here.
Okay. Well, with that, we would like to thank you all so much for listening. Actually, you know what? We do have one question from someone in chat. What do we think of the trophy system for EWC?
We're talking the keys that they crunch.
Are they bringing them back?
Yeah,
they've been doing it for the other games, so I'd assume so.
Yeah,
I love it. I think it adds a cool little bit of pride to winning each series that you're in, especially when you get to elimination games. Being like look at what we created. We've taken down these top dogs and have their keys and whatnot and their pieces of the trophy. I think it's awesome. I love it. It adds a little more, I guess, besides obviously the price, but adds a little more like commitment to like, we gotta win this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good point. I especially for rival teams, like if we saw a KC Vitality, I think it would mean that much more for them. Or especially if we could get like a Furia, um, Furia Vitality in there or something like that, where they just love to like a Furia Sam or a Furia and like really anybody. They just love to yell at people. But I think that it's a cool system, and I think it adds a little bit of a personal element to the matchups.
Yeah.
But Quilly, you have any thoughts on that?
I'm still up in the air on it. I feel like it's a cool idea, but gamers are really awkward. So the whole process of them doing it is just gamers just awkwardly standing around, just staring at each other and not knowing what to do.
You can tell who's PR trained and who's not. It's really
Yeah.
funny.
Especially
Just
even by
scared
how
to be
close they
on
stand to the
tape.
camera.
Yeah. That's gonna be the best clip ever. Is that interview?
I think it'll lead to some good moments if it's the right matchups.
True, that's fair. But that's a good question. We'll be back next week to talk to wrap up EWC, talk about our thoughts from there, and then we'll kind of start to get geared up for Worlds. Not less than a month, really. Like after EWC is over, less than a month until Worlds. So a lot to cover, a lot to go through, and still everything to fight for these 20 teams that are headed to Lyon. But with that, we'd like to thank you all so much for listening. We'd like to remind everyone that this podcast is proudly brought to you by our name level supporters on Patreon, Alyssa B. Please remember to rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts, share the show, tell a friend. It all helps us grow our audience and improve the show. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Twitch, which we're currently live streaming on right now. And come join our Discord, come talk some ball. Make sure to support us by checking out our merch store and our Patreon, as this is how we will be funding the show and doing giveaways in the future. All of these links and more can be found on our website at boostoverball.com. And from us on the show, as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball. See ya!
Thanks for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website at boostoverball.com.